Alright, so we are changing the prndl slash transmission gear selector switch on a 2004 GMC 3500 diesel. It's throwing a transmission code. Says that the switch is the issue. Not too bad to replace. First thing you're going to want to do is probably lift up the vehicle, put on some jack stands, crawl up underneath. It's on the transmission itself towards the driver's side. You're going to have to remove the transmission cable, shifter cable. It's that bolt right there. Then the actual gear selector switch is going to have two bolts holding it in. And then there's going to be an electrical plug. Alright, and it's a 15mm to get off the transmission gear selector cable. So, got that loose and taking off this bolt, this nut, shall I say. It's a 15, then we'll pop off the transmission. Gear selector cable just pops on off. Put that nut back on. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen the bolt. One of the bolts that holds the switch on. That one's a 13. Got that one loose. Now, of course, before we started this, we unplugged our battery, disconnected our grounds on both batteries. This is an electrical component, so I always want to disconnect the battery. Got one loose. Now let's see where the other one is. There is an electrical plug here. It did have a little safety locking clip. I pulled that out of the way. Now I'm trying to figure out how this unplugs. It is kind of dirty, so I'm going to spray it with some brake fluid. I'll be right back. Alright, so I sprayed it off with some brake fluid just to get all the grime off, and I can see looks like it's got a little locking clip right here on the bottom. Just stick a flathead in there and pry down. I think that's how this one pops out. Pop that out far enough, and I think that it'll just push out the way. There we go. With the flashlight. I see that pops out. Just pulls on down. Once you pull it on down enough, it will just pop out. Yep, just keep pulling on it and it unplugs. There it is. And as you can see, we have another bolt that's hidden right there. So we took off the first one, we're going to take off the second one, and that'll be it. Working on that second one now. I'm going to need an extension. A little bit tougher to get to that one without rounding it off. Alright, so I had to grab a different wrench with a swivel head on it. There we go, I got it broke. So we'll be taking it out here in no time now. we've got both bolts loose. It should just pop on out. Let's give it a pull and see. Give it a flathead from underneath. It'll just pop on out of there. Alright, and there we go. We have the prndl / transmission gear selector range switch out, and I'm going to go ahead and replace it. Now we're just going to slip our new switch back on, put it over the gear selector. We've got our 2 screws, put them back in. Alright, so we're just putting in the 2 bolts, 2 13s, screwing them in. Tighten those down nice and snug. All right. Tighten these in. And just tighten those 2 up till they're nice and snug. Alright, so once both of those 13s are nice and snug, we can put our cover on. And put this little cover, and then put the transmission shifter cable back in. It only goes in one way. That one I believe was a 15, so let me tighten that up. $15 it was. Tighten that up nice and tight. Alright, so we've got that on nice and tight. And now we'll put in our electrical connector and plug it back in. place the phone down while I snap this back in. Just gonna push this in. If we can get this to snap back in. So just kind of working on pushing this electrical portion back in, and we're done. Now that that's pushed in, I'm gonna go ahead and push my locking clip back in, and there we go. We've got it changed out.